Hey, welcome to 209coach.com. I want to do a video for you here today on how to stay back, the technique that I use when I'm working with students. And I just want you to do this video, if you would, in front of a mirror. And the reason I always ask people to do this in front of a mirror or a sliding glass door, some kind of reflection, this way you can kind of not only see what you're doing, but feel it. And it's amazing how watching yourself in a mirror that you start making adjustments, because many times what you think you're actually applying, you're really not. So put yourself in front of a mirror, just grab a bat and get in front of a reflection, all right? Now this is all I want you to do when you set up, and everyone has kind of a different kind of setup, okay? And this is, I believe, a very comfortable setup right here. You can see here with Kerry Carpenter, his weight is pretty much in his back leg. You can see here he kind of has an open stance. He's kind of balancing on his toe right there. Right there, you can see it's just a very simple setup. And again, I'm not into cookie cutter setups or anything like that. It's whatever feels comfortable. But the actual application to staying back is something that I believe every player pretty much that does stay back is pretty much doing the same technique, the same kind of move in order to do it. So I'm going to explain to you how to do this. Again, grab a bat, do this in front of a mirror, and let's get started. Now, the first thing I want you to do is, like I mentioned, just feel like you have 100% of your weight on your back leg, okay? Just feel that, all right? You almost want to feel like there's a straight line almost going from your shoulder to your torso to your back leg, okay? In other words, I don't want you feeling when you set up like you're kind of set up like almost like this, okay? Where your body would be more like balanced, okay? You want to feel, again, like you have more of your weight on your back leg. Starting off, this will make this particular drill or technique a lot easier, all right? Now, you can be a little bit more on your front side, but not much, because again, the more you are on your front side, the more movement, and it's just going to make it, in my opinion, from just working with students, a little bit more difficult to apply this technique, okay? Again, we're looking in front of the mirror. Now, as you start to lift your front leg, watch what's going on right here. As you start to lift your front leg, immediately what I want you to feel is though as your tailbone, watch his tailbone, is kind of just coiling, okay? Now, the thing that I want you to do is just really focus on this aspect of it, okay? And this aspect of what I really want you to focus on is what Kerry's doing right here. Just kind of feel like your leg is in the air and just kind of leave it there. Now, to do this correctly, notice here what's going on here. You can see here it's very obvious that his belt buckle is tilted almost at a 45-degree angle. This technique right here of making sure that you have this kind of a look when you're doing it in the mirror, I assure you it's going to make it a lot easier for you to apply, again, this particular move right here. See what he's doing right there? It's very obvious. You can see from, watch behind him where it says seasons. You can see that he's staying right there on that S right there, okay, of the word seasons. He's staying tilted. And you can see right here also, it's very obvious, the body's kind of at a tilt right here, okay? In other words, his torso is not vertical. He's kind of tilting in this manner. Therefore, you have this look like this, okay? This is what's going to help you to stay back more. And again, like I just mentioned, you're feeling like you're staying back on that back leg. Now, you should feel when you're doing this, okay, you should feel like your leg is staying in the air. The longer your leg stays in the air, the easier it's going to be for you to stay on that back leg, to coil that back leg. You should feel like there's a stretch in your back. You should feel like there's a stretch on your back hip, your back leg. And just do this over and over, okay? Now, the thing that I would recommend for you to do when you're doing this, okay, you can see here as he starts to apply this move, you can see that he starts to get in a bit of a pullback right here because the body is starting to gradually move forward. Now, even though it moves a little forward, he's still staying back, okay? And you can see that the leg is elevated. So when you do this, I would highly recommend for you to do this as slow as possible. Try to do this in slow motion. Try to just get that leg to hover as long as possible. And the reason why, this will give you the feeling that you need in order to stay back. Now, when you do this, it does take time to get to your, it takes time for you to balance and stay back. Like when you first start to really do this, especially when I'm working with students, it really takes them several times, actually up to even a half hour sometimes, for them to master this, especially if they've been lunging, okay? So again, you're going to just lift the front leg and you're just going to feel this, okay? You're going to get some pullback as you're doing this. You're going to feel like you're just kind of hovering, okay? Now the checkpoints that you want to do when you're in the mirror, you should be able to actually literally balance yourself like this momentarily when you're doing this in the mirror, okay? Now the checkpoint will be your belt buckle should be pointing in the area of the catcher. Your belt, the angle should be almost at a 45-degree angle. And also too, you should look at yourself, and your body should almost be like you kind of have a look like this, almost like this. See that? See how he's like teeter-tottering right there where it's like that, okay? In other words, you don't want to have a look, and this is what you see with a lot of players, where the belt line is like this, and the body is more like this, okay? It's not, you don't want that. You want to have the look that you have here with Kerry Carpenter, okay? You want to have more of a look like this, okay? Now again, this is a technique, and I'm just going to show you the difference of what it looks like when you do it incorrectly, all right? So the incorrect way would be when you lift your leg. Watch what's going on right here, where you can see here, this is what I was talking about. You can see here that the belt line's like this, and you can see here that there is no kind of a look like I just mentioned. So in other words, with Kerry Carpenter, what he had was more of a look like this with his back leg, and then his front leg was kind of more like this, okay? And his torso was more back, like more kind of an angle like that, okay? Again, this would be the incorrect way right here, where you're kind of, as soon as you lift your front foot, you're moving forward, okay? You see that, how he's kind of lunging forward, kind of landing on his heel plant, and hasn't even really launched his swing yet. This right here would be the incorrect way, okay? Again, in a nutshell, what I want you to do, again, just get yourself in a comfortable setup. Feel like 100% of your weight's on your back leg. As you lift your front leg, I want you to just really try to keep that front leg suspended like this. Do it very slowly. Do it in slow motion. Feel like your tailbone is kind of working towards the pitcher. Feel like your top hand is pulling back and you're staying back. Just do this super slow, just like this. You want to really master this, okay? Please give me a like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I hope this has been helpful. Please comment if this worked for you. I really want to get your feedback. Again, I do this with my students, and again, it does take time. Some pick it up sooner than others, but it does eventually become a very natural move. So all you're basically doing is just hovering and staying back, and just kind of just hovering that front leg forward like this. And this will give you tremendous ability to see the ball better. It'll give you the ability to time pitches better. It'll allow you to really load up the backside, the top side, within a way that you're going to have so much power. All right, everyone, have a blessed day.